Pilates, I don't take karate. I'm just running around with my shawty.
Have you ever had those moments where you're laughing and then you think Beyond Good and Evil 2 is gonna come and then they're like, no, Rainbow Six? What? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Thank goodness the Sony press conferences last. Welcome back to E3 Live, powered by Twitch. We just got done with the Ubisoft press conference. We saw everything that we mapped out here prior to the conference except for Beyond Good and Evil 2. And, you know, man versus game. I just gotta, isn't there actually a rule about you can only have one Tom Clancy game in development at any given time?
I don't know. I guess when you sell as many copies as they probably do, they're just, you know, they're going to load them in there as many as they can.
Yeah.
But
welcome back, guys.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's
sorry.
I'll be over in about 5 minutes. But hey, welcome back, Rachel and Swifter.
That killed me, Marcus.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. And I was so excited about Rainbow, and all my excitement died in the face of your disappointment.
We were so excited. He was like, this is it. Free album. Multiplayer?
Yeah,
I know.
Like, wait a
still
second.
20 minutes left. You guys, there's still a minute and a half left. Like, no, I should wrapping up.
Okay, guys.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. There's still a chance that it could be a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah.
It could happen. There's still a chance.
It's time to let go. It's time to let go.
Guys, we did see Far Cry 4. Let's start with that. You know, we saw the early stuff, talk a little bit about that. Man, you and I were like, hey, another great villain, you know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I am always impressed with, like, really good voice acting, or, like, just when it comes across, because that is probably one of the hardest things to do in games, like, you know, like virtual characters that are very believable and, but actually make you feel something. And that scene, just immediately, like, when you see him, like, you're just like, okay, I like this guy already.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Did I say stop?
Yeah.
Or did I say shoot?
Yeah.
There he is. There he is.
Evil.
Yeah, it was good. This initial monologue between him, it's very, you know, this is, Hollywood hasn't really even been giving us these good villains. That's it.
This is a
Ubisoft is like
joker.
2 for 2 right now with Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. So.
Totally. Just intense.
Yeah.
It was very, very difficult to do, so very impressive.
What'd you guys think?
I can't wait. This dude's just, I just want to see this guy. I want to play as him.
Right. Yeah. But you're probably going to have to, you know, kill him and figure out what's it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you become friends in the game. You do take a selfie with him, right?
Enemies become friends?
Yeah.
There's a rule. Once you take a selfie with somebody, you're leave for
Yeah,
life.
right? And it gets posted to Facebook. All of his friends like it. And yeah,
There's no
next
dislike
thing you
button
know.
on that.
I'm excited for that one. Definitely, I was okay with that one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that kind of dynamic where, you know, you're not just fighting, you know, an unstoppable force or whatever it may be, guys with guns. You're fighting like a psycho, like a guy who's really going to mess with your head and kind of take you on a journey. So that's
Unpredictable. Yeah.
Right. And you never know where it's going to go from there. So we had Far Cry 4, definitely one of my highlights, and was glad that they started with that one. And then they moved on to Just Dance Now, which, you know, it seems like the new thing they add, which is cool because Just Dance, like, it can get categorized in that area as, you know, a game that does really well, new music comes out, new one comes out, but Ubisoft says, hey, let's innovate here. You grab this thing now, and didn't they just release like a Just Dance game for the iPad, but now they're kind of making it mobile friendly.
I don't know. I will honestly say, like, I didn't fully understand, like, how that kind of, like, app thing works.
So, right, like, this thing is kind of like a Wiimote in a way.
Okay.
And that's sort of where the Just Dance thing came from, because you hold the Wiimote, right?
Okay.
It has the gyroscope, and we're getting a technology lesson here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
so it makes sense to me.
Yes, I am the layperson.
Right, so it makes sense to me that now, Just Dance Now, you're going to be able to hold your phone, do all the same moves. Televisions across the world will get now damaged by, instead of Wiimotes,
smartphones,
which means you got to replace your TV and your smartphone. But That makes so much sense to me. And even though this isn't necessarily something that I go home and play, there's a huge audience that plays this, and it opens it up to so many more people. So
yeah, that's great. Like, not everyone has, you know, an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, but most people have, like, a smartphone and have a game that has, like, no player limit. At least it sounded like it. You could just have an entire party, break out your phone, start the game, AirPlay the video to, like, the screen, and in theory, sounds cool.
I mean, I can imagine, like, Judy's 12th birthday party. She invites, you know, 20 people, but you can only play 4 people on Just Dance. Boom! Just Dance now. Everyone gets involved.
Everybody's in.
Because they all have
YouTube
smartphones,
videos.
right?
I'm going to make a flash mob video.
There
You
you
can have
go.
like 20, 30 people in the mall dancing.
There you go.
They have to do that for launch. I mean, is it out already? Did they say when it's coming out?
I'm not sure.
That'd be a
There
perfect
you
thing
go,
in Times
guys.
Square.
There you
Everybody
go.
breaks out their phone, Jumbotron.
There you go.
Be cool.
At the bus stop. Just
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Drop it.
Division, we saw gameplay earlier. We all loved it. And then suddenly Ubisoft, like, they gave us something a little bit different. They painted this grim picture. They showed, like, the cool, you know, sort of time lapse that was happening as they went all through. What did you guys think of the mood of that trailer and, you know, them not showing gameplay?
Depressing. I just kind of curled up into a little ball during that trailer. It was just like, oh.
It was silent in here. Everyone in the room was
It
like,
was.
oh.
It was. Everyone got quiet, the whole studio.
Definitely, yeah. Very moving and, again, very powerful stuff. Like you said, because before they showed the gameplay, so, you know, it's a little easier to watch the trailer, and there, you know, you have to say something about a well-done trailer that makes you feel something, and like, yeah, that just looks like a totally bleak world that I'd love to get into, and sort of, you know, fight
Good guy,
for the
bad guy.
Yes.
But the lines are a little faded. You
Yeah.
know.
I felt good when the hero kind of stepped in. Like, I got this, bro.
Yeah.
And then, like, trash truck with bad dudes around.
Yeah,
Real bad dudes.
flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Flamethrower.
I'd run. But they set up for the defense, and I was okay with that. You know, we got a chance to see gameplay today, and we got a chance to see, you know, their new trailer for E3.
Very smart.
Yeah. The Crew was the next title that they had, and I mean, admittedly, I'm not the biggest driving game guy, but it sounded like several people up here were at least like, hey, this is something I would check out.
I'm a little curious.
Driving?
Oh, like, what'd you think of it? Rachel?
No, it's just like, you know, if you're going to play a driving game, I want to drive, you know, they sell you on all those famous courses when they sell you Forza, but that's not really what I like. I want to drive the roads I drive, and that's really what you get to do. You know, I drove cross-country, and now I can do it all over again, but this time way faster in a monster truck. What do you think?
The first thing I want to do is just want to drive to, like, my neighborhood and see if, like, my neighborhood is there. But I don't know, is this just, like, Road Trip 2014? I'm not too sure what the
Well, it's a little
ultimate
bit
goal
like,
is.
you know, like GTA when you're driving?
Yeah. You mentioned a 2-hour quest, though, to go from, like, X to
No,
Y.
not necessarily
Is
a
that-
quest, just that if you decided that you were going to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast, it would take you approximately 2
Oh,
hours.
got it. So my
Just like
mistake
real
there.
life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get an achievement.
It's like Desert Bus Simulator. Like,
Yeah.
When this
Totally.
baby hits 88 miles.
yeah.
And they have, of course, the drop-in multiplayer, all the challenges that are taking place, the various, you know, races that's happening, obviously the incorporation of the crew itself. So all that kind of put together. And then we saw Assassin's Creed Unity, which they had gameplay and a trailer. Assassin's Creed Unity, what do you guys think? We get a chance to hear your comments?
Well, for me,
earlier?
and again, like, I'm just sort of like the outsider here. It's a series that I have not really dabbled in much, but the setting for me is always so important in games, and the setting here, being sort of the assassin in the French Revolution, seems very fitting, like oddly fitting for me. Like, a better fit than, like, the pirate kind of thing that was going on earlier. But even though that game looked great, right? You know, no complaints there.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
the
can
French
see that.
Revolution fits a little bit better for me, and I could see myself playing this one more.
I was really waiting for the shanty. Well, you know, like the replacement for shanties. So in AC4, you collect shanties, and that was great. And in this year, like you're in France, I'm waiting for just like the Les Mis songs to kind of like bust out.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like, what songs am I going to collect? So, but I love the environment, and I'm really just most excited about the multiplayer, which I didn't really show during that demo, but it's there. So far, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, they did show in the gameplay video they had. At one point, he jumped into a building, and it seemed like just by jumping in the building, it brought up a quest that said, max players 4. So I'm assuming, like, as you're going through the world, because they did make mention that it's sort of an open world that you kind of traverse through how you want to, right? It probably is tied together by a bigger story, but that was the one thing I was not the biggest fan of Assassin's Creed, is that, typically it's like, okay, to get to point B, I've got to do these 3 things. I would like it if it's like, I'll just go down this alley. Oh, look what I stumbled upon, and my story goes from there.
Sure. little more open world, like organic. As you explore the world, you kind of find the quests. And I like that.
I just get a heavy Ninja Turtles vibe from the 4 of them when they're all standing there and they go flapping in the wind.
It is. I wonder if there's going to be any customization when it comes to the...
Oh, yeah, there you go. Get the blue, the yellow.
They all, I think in both of the shots that we saw, they all had the same outfits on both sides. But I wonder if, you know, I want to be the orange assassin.
Yeah, I want to be purple.
Nunchucks.
Right? Yeah.
I'll take the bow staff.
Which one's Michelangelo?
There you go.
Orange,
He's orange, Shape Up. Shape Up. We all got a great laugh when the developer came out on stage. Doesn't really look like the guy that was, but Shape Up.
It seemed like a lot of fun. I mean, the idea that you're doing push-ups and you got, like, you know, huge items on your back, that seemed hilarious. And if I could just play against my friends or maybe people, like, you know, watching a show like this, play against them live, that sounds like really exciting to me. But it's... Yeah.
I was
DDR without the dance pad? I love it.
Yeah, no dance pad. Microsoft's really happy that Ubisoft acknowledged the Kinect this year, so that's kind of nice. They have the, but honestly, in all seriousness, I think the non-pad is a big deal. Right?
Absolutely.
Not having to buy, well, you still kind of buy that accessory, but indirectly not having the DDR pad that you get out for one game and then you
and it
never
slides
get used
across
again.
the room and you can't wear socks.
There
this
you go.
is better.
Exactly. What do you think about this?
The Shape Up thing, I mean, I could sit here on this couch and say, like, you know, it does look fun. Like, it looks like it could be, I like how you can be competitive with yourself, like you're trying to, you know, outdo your personal best. We all know I'm never going to play a fitness game in my life, so I try, you know. I try
you don't even need it, man. Look at you. You're already
like absolutely. The picture of the gun. Just wait to the gun show. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they are at least going, okay, you know, we've got these fitness trainer X and this and that, where it's sort of like a really polished, more, you know, trainer type. And this is, let's just make it fun. Make games, take gameplay that people are familiar with, connectify it, go ahead. I also am probably not anybody.
I know it is just like
I think they've unlocked it. Like, that is what it takes to get me to exercise. Like, I need to feel like I'm pushing the whale off or something. I need like a gamer score out of it, give me achievements.
Sure.
Then maybe I'll go to the gym.
Sure.
Yeah, it's great for couples too. It's like, you know, just encourage each other. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's like a neat, like,
Oh yeah,
couples
you
game.
leave them like a 50 push-up. Like, yeah, take that one.
Or maybe not, actually. Now that I think about it. That's
I was going to say,
I mean, obviously, as people are like, Weed, come on, I know you, and you're not going to play Shape Up. But what I do want to give credit to is that it's just not another one of the, you know, Jillian's trainer.
Exactly.
You know, they obviously said, if we're going to make a game like this, how do we actually get gamers to be interested in it? So
totally.
Valiant Hearts, which we did mention, it was more of a story trailer, if you will. Is this on anyone's radar?
No, I mean, I've heard of the game, and it looks like it's interesting, but I just got depressed again from the trailer. I don't know. It's just like, why are you making me so sad?
Swifter has a big heart. It's just...
Hey, you know, we've actually been looking at this a while with the Frag Dolls, and the opening scene is like you're with your wife in a field, and they come and they take you away, and you're like, this is the worst, this is the saddest. Like, it must have some amazing payoff, because it seems like it's going to be emotional torture playing through.
Yeah. And I just always give big props to really any game that has like a really distinct art style, and that game really has like a cool look going for it.
Absolutely.
Because I do just kind of get a little oversaturated with like the you know, always with the realistic look for a lot of games go for, which is fine. You know, there's room for everything. You know,
right.
In this day and age of games. So, but I always like games that have like they go for like a really particular style.
Really, really impressive style, too. Let's talk about the last game, and then we'll get some thoughts from Justin Flynn, as well as social media. And the last game was not Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Sorry, Mark.
It was not. It was Rainbow Six Siege, I believe, was the game. So Rainbow Six is funny because we talked about how Rainbow Six is a beloved franchise. I probably jinxed myself. Like, at that moment, they were switch it up. Switch it up, play Rainbow Six instead of Beyond Good and Evil 2. But I mean, it is a beloved franchise, so I understand. Right now, it is sort of, this is in. This is in right now.
Yeah.
This sells games right now.
It does.
There hasn't been a Rainbow Six in a while. I think we all thought, well, Rachel wasn't saying anything, but even I tweeted out, I'm like, Ghost Recon, because the technology and what we saw but they're going back to the roots with some Rainbow Six. Did you guys play Vegas or anything
love
like
Vegas.
that?
The co-op was awesome. Like, it's Inco with your pal, making your way through. So I love that feeling of just kind of like trudging through.
Yeah, my buddy Ezekiel the Third and I, twitch.tv/Ezekiel the Third, we did the 24-hour Tom Clancy marathon here on Twitch, which was awesome. Tom Clancy the Third stopped by. Shout out to you, Tom Clancy the Third. Hope to see you again. But yeah, and I was a very late comer to that series, and but it was a blast, and so cool to see that the series is going to be continuing on. I know, but it's
Dude, it's going to come, man.
It'll happen.
It's going to come. They showed the concept art of the new Jade. It's going to happen.
You guys, I wish you could have seen it because we were watching. Yeah, we were watching the footage of Rainbow Six, and
it was like every range of emotion that could have happened.
It was
like happy,
denial,
sad, depressed, denial,
just like
acceptance.
Entire spectrum.
Yeah, it was all covered.
But I love the moment where you're just like, this looks cool.
Acceptance is a stage.
That was the acceptance. This looks cool.
This is cool.
But there's some really cool moments, though, like blow out the ceiling and fire down. But how'd that guy blow a 3 versus 1, though? This one beast in the last game. I'm taking your hostage, and I'm killing all of you.
The team needs to maybe rethink that guy's status on the squad. I have to agree with you, Swifter.
Give him the boot.
All right. Why don't we check in with the Just a Flint, who's over on social right now? Sir, what did you enjoy about the Ubisoft conference, and what is the world saying?
Well, first of all, I think it's unanimous that Ubisoft brought the feels today. I think everyone really emotionally connected to all of these games. There's like a ton of people tweeting at me like, oh, can't take it anymore. Ubisoft, like Valiant Hearts, I think, got the most. Just like, here I go, a tweet from Tyson on screen here, or it's Tyrese, I'm sorry. Tyrese Sanders says, Valiant Hearts, so sad. Valiant Hearts, so sad. And the feels are so real. There it is right there on screen. And, oops, don't worry about this, guys. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Anyway, here's another one real quick, guys, if you can put that on screen. Is it weird that Valiant Hearts, the Valiant Hearts trailer made me cry? No, that's not weird, because DJ Wheat's been doing that all day. So anyway, like I said, it really brought the feels, and you know what I did notice, though, is that I am really glad I did not have to go on stage with Aisha Tyler, because I am not a short guy, and I feel like she would have been a good 6 or 7 inches taller than me. I don't know how, but so thank you, Twitch, for not putting me up there. Anyway, for me, really, Far Cry 4, but I do have a little personal moment to talk about in that. Ubisoft, what's up? You killed the monkey? Like, what's up with that? You know? Let the monkey live. Let the monkey live. You're sick. You're sick, Ubisoft. Leave him alone. All right, so anyway, I know we got a couple more tweets coming in, guys. You can tweet at me, hashtag E3Live, and I'll be reading those live. I'm going to go through a couple more real fast. Let's see what other people are saying. Give me 1 sec to pull one up here. Oh, this is exactly what you guys were saying earlier. I got another tweet up. Go ahead and put that on screen. It says, JP, that clutch, an awesome name, by the way, almost as good as Super Nintendo earlier. Assassin's Creed look amazing. The trailer was breathtaking. It really was. That game, we were all talking about it, how many characters were just on screen at the same time. Like, what? How is this happening? The processing power of the next gen. It's really showing the processing power of the next gen. So I am excited. I want to play some Assassin's Creed. The motion was really fluid, too. That was crazy, right? When we saw him grabbing the ledges and jumping down on top of things. That is not how all the other Assassin's Creeds have played. They've all been really good, and this one's just stepping it up even farther. So anyway, I do see a ton of you in the chat saying, Jay Flynn, what's up? Hello, guys. I'm going to send you a couple air daps to those of you that are saying hi to me, and I'm going to send it right back over to the lounge, guys, while you send me some tweets.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I'm surprised you weren't getting a flood of tweets that were sharing the disappointment of a lack of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, the pain. Where was the pain?
I understand. Yeah, it's there. I'm sure it's
One
on
of
my
those guys.
timeline right now. Either that or laughter.
No,
Another year.
Too busy crying to tweet. That's it.
Well,
That's gotta be it.
it's sad because it's like, it's probably not going to be at like the Tokyo Game Show, and so it's just like when?
Wait
I don't
another
know.
year.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Guys, we still have one more conference left. Of course, that conference, Sony, which is one of my favorite conferences every year. Admittedly, I am a Sony fanboy. You can look up PS3ology on YouTube. You can find it live.
Please look up
Yeah,
PS3ology.
And I'm obviously really excited. One of the things we've got, the whole Microsoft versus Sony thing that sort of happens every year, really built up last year. And there's always these insider rumors that Sony develops two shows, that they develop their show, and then they develop their if Microsoft does really well show to try to always one up. I don't know if they need to go there, but we'll be talking about that a little bit. We also have some other segments we're going to be visiting before we get to the Sony segment. But I just want to take a little breather and say, what have you guys thought of the show so far, even though we're here on day 0? Do you have any absolute favorites as of now? Man?
I get just really quick because it's on my mind. I wanted to take a moment and just talk about Aisha Tyler.
Yeah.
Her presence, honestly, I thought she did a great job hosting because one of the things I will say, this is the first E3 I've been to, and I was really excited for all the meme material, for the moments where you're just like, what are they doing? That's crazy. And but she was just great, and so sadly I couldn't poke a lot of fun. And she did a fantastic job.
She's not afraid to go off the teleprompter,
Yeah.
to go off the script.
She's a personal hero.
Yeah. She even called out the guy, one of the writers. She was like, yeah, nice segue. Yeah, I like her. She's good.
For me, that stuff does go a long way, so.
Yeah, it helped make that presentation just super natural.
Yeah. It was just the third year and still pro. But as far as games, Witcher 3, I'm a little biased. I begged for that segment. Really excited about the game, and it still looks incredible. But I was really surprised by Hardline. It just, I wanted to just download the beta immediately after I saw that clip. It just looked like so much fun. I want to get in there with some friends and just play like cops and robbers on that scale. So I was really excited about that.
Yeah, what did you think of the 16 versus 16 that was on the roof?
Just so epic. How could it not be epic having it on top of a roof? It just seemed incredible. So I want to be on top of that roof. I suck, but I still want to be there.
Yeah, and that beta did kind of cripple. E3 has been all about we are E3. We will cripple you all this 4 days. But they crippled the PS Network, the PlayStation Network, the EA site because everyone was trying to get on that beta. It's pretty rare when they're like, hey, here's our new game. By the way, grab it now.
Which I would love to see more of that, where they make the announcement and then it's like, hey, if you want to check out the demo or whatever, get in on the beta, go here. That stuff's great.
Yeah, it's like Steve Jobs here. It's like, yep, go get it right now in the Apple Store. It's like, it's ready.
Well, I think about how difficult that must be because they didn't just pull this game out of, thin air over the last few weeks. They've been working on it in secret, and no one really, the Hardline leak happened last week, but they kept it quiet throughout development enough to go, and here's the beta. Really impressive.
Agreed.
Yeah, they've got a good crew over there doing that. I don't know.
And when are you more hyped to go and download the game than that moment is now?
Yeah, right? So, Rachel, what about you?
I'm really an easy-to-please gamer. I buy Call of Duty, I buy Battlefield, I buy Halo, I love all this. I'm really excited about Rainbow Six because this was one that I sort of missed the boat when it was really popular on console. This was the founding game actually for the Frag Dolls 10 years ago. They were competitive Rainbow Six team. Now's my shot to be the most badass Rainbow Six player on the Frag Doll team, so I'm going to give it a try.
Awesome. All right. I think for me, I definitely, when I go through Microsoft, I am excited about the Crackdown. I love the fact that they didn't label it Crackdown 3.
Right.
That they just called it Crackdown. Maybe a sense of a reboot there, but I'm hoping it's more or less, well, we'll just pretend like Crackdown 2 never happened.
The way it should be.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And then we'll do it right. As far as EA was concerned, I was pretty impressed with with a lot of what they had to show. In fact, I think there was a few moments where we were maybe talking a little bit about the development stuff that they did. Some people didn't like that. We were actually fine with that.
The Mass Effect 4 for me, seeing that was just enough, and still at this point one of the high points of the show for me. Just knowing that they're going to go back to that universe.
Yeah, I like knowing they have a pulse. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have still got a little bit before the Sony press conference. That'll be the last one for the day. Then we'll wrap. And then, of course, day one starts. We're going to throw to a quick commercial, and then we've got some special content to throw at you in between the now and the next Sony press conference. So we'll be back with more E3 Live powered by Twitch right here on twitch.tv/Twitch. Don't go away.
Welcome back, everybody. Everyone, I am sitting here with Lucas, design director over for Battlecry, right?
Yes.
And tell me a thing or two about Battlecry. The announcements for this game just happened recently. I know very little about it, and I think maybe there's a thing or two that we can learn from you. So tell me more.
Absolutely. Battlecry is a 32-player team action combat game. With the game, we wanted to kind of create a new type of multiplayer experience, bring melee and ranged into a really fast, frenetic, fun game. So we've been very inspired by highly animation-driven games, a lot of kind of like single-player action console games. And how can you take that kind of fast, frenetic action that we've seen in that single-player environment, bring it into the multiplayer game, and make it so you can just jump right in and have a ton of fun with it.
32 verse 32?
No, 16
v 16. That's a lot of stuff going on all at once. I know that we have video of this, so whenever you guys can throw to it, go ahead. So 16 v 16, dude, that's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's just people getting chopped up and stabbed. How is this violent? Is this a graphic game?
It's an exceptionally brutal game. It's one of those games. So we have a very beautiful world. What we call our environments war zones, and they're massive areas where warriors come and go to fight. And it's a very brutal game. There's dismemberment. There's a lot of blood and guts. But the war zones themselves have this very beautiful painterly style that our creative director Victor Antonov and our art director, Andrew Collins, really kind of worked really hard to build. So it's kind of an interesting game where there is a lot of this brutal violence to it, but the world is absolutely beautiful, and that really kind of helps and contrasts that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we have a trailer that we're going to check out right now so we can get a better idea of all this magical stuff that you're talking about.
All right.
So let's take a look at that. So what are we looking at right here, Lucas?
So this is our first war zone. We call it Fracture. And you can kind of see some of our initial warrior classes in the game. There's actually 3 factions in the game, 2 of which we're talking about at E3 this year, and 1 of which we'll be introducing later. The first 2 factions are the Royal Marines and the Cossack Empire. We also have, for our beta, which will be coming out in 2015, we're going to introduce 5 warrior classes. That's something we continually develop with the game, so that list will forever grow. But here at E3, we're showing off kind of the first 3, so you can kind of see them moving through the world. Movement in this game is something that we really wanted to be very fast and fluid and fun. So you can see kind of the special things. You saw them like swinging through the air on our grapnel nodes, that allow you to kind of quickly get up and down to areas in the game. And so you can see combat here, it has a lot of mix of melee, it has a lot of mix of range. You can, jump right in, you've got abilities to use, you can kind of decide when to use them to make your class really do the things that they're specialized at.
And where is this going to come out? Is this PC? There's so many different things it can come out on nowadays.
Absolutely. So, the game is PC only is all we've announced so far, but, we have it up and running on the controllers, and it's a really fun experience on the controllers. So we're definitely keeping all our options open, but so far PC is all we're announcing.
That's some interesting stylization in the blood physics. It looks like serious, but seriously cartoony.
Yeah, again, we wanted to have a really kind of stylized world with this, and so, yes, it's violent, but we wanted to try to find, some beauty and some artistry to that, and so that's where kind of a lot of the blood and the world and even the characters themselves really dip into that.
And everybody can grapple up to the top just like those people were doing? They just fly right up there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those things. We're really inspired by kind of shooter maps and the strategy of those. So we wanted to have a lot of flow, a lot of verticality. Where you fight in the map is different on how you fight. We've also added mechanics to the game. You can see kind of the characters glowing sometimes.
Right.
This is an adrenaline mechanic. So as a warrior, you earn this adrenaline. You can see it on the screen now. And you can choose to use a little bit of it to temporarily boost your character, or fill it all up and activate your ultimate ability, which makes you just super powerful for time. So.
Oh, you just go berserk out there, and you just go buck wild.
You have a lot of opportunity, and as a skilled player, you've got to figure out, do you want to use it in short little bursts just when you need an advantage, or do you want to save it off for the kind of big coup de grace?
Yeah, just go for it. Just go for it, right? Like, whoa, people are sliced up there.
Yeah, so you can see when their swords are glowing, that's someone just using a little bit of that adrenaline to gain a quick advantage.
I mean, can you chop up people in different ways, or is it just in the torso? I'm interested in that, right?
No, it's a system that's definitely has a lot of options and variants to it. So, especially as we add more and more animations to it, it just keeps growing exponentially.
Right. You're very early on in this game, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're showing this beautiful gameplay right here, but there's more to come, right?
Yeah, this is what you see here has only been really developed in the last year. So we're going to beta in 2015. We have an amazingly great team that just iterates on this game so fast. So even a weeks from now, it'll look like a completely different game.
That is, yeah, and that certainly is always like the most wackiest thing whenever you get an early sneak peek at these games, and it's like, what am I looking at? Wait, what? This game doesn't look anything like it used to before.
Yep.
Is there a reason for all this fighting?
Absolutely.
Right?
So one of the things that we really wanted for this world was strong fiction. So kind of our pitch for the game is a world without gunpowder. It's the idea is a world war has broken out hundreds of years before the one that we know it, and the end result of that has been alliances that have banned gunpowder on the battlefield and brought forth these war zones. And these war zones are these protected areas where players are supposed to come and fight. So they're fighting for the issues of their nations. And originally the war zones were kind of just an last resort. Only come here in case of we're going into another world war. But they've sort of become a political tool. They now kind of move the gears of the economy, and every nation kind of brings their issues there to resolve them in the war zone. So as a player, you're kind of stepping into that.
That's incredible. So wait, as you guys were coming up with this game, what spawned that idea? Like, was there a roundtable discussion where, like, this is where we want to go? Okay, this is before World War I, the one that everybody knows about. This is a prequel.
Yep.
You would say the World War prequel. And so how did this spark?
Well, a lot of it's, I think with a lot of these kind of games, people just, hey, it's an arena and they're fighting in it, and they're like, you're just supposed to kind of accept that with a pill, and for us, we wanted to kind of come up with a serious reason for it. What is the world we wanted? What's the time period we wanted to play in, and we really wanted to kind of play at like the turn of the 20th century, because there's a lot of really cool elements and technology we could tap from, but we wanted to change our world enough that we could change this technology. So part of our game, we have what we call our Pansophic Revolution, and it's kind of an industrial revolution just for the game, because it's been hundreds of years since this world war. So lots of new cool weapons and technology have been developed for these warriors.